Hi, I'm Lily. Today I'm going to read you a story. It's a little bit short time because I don't have enough time. I've just 5 or 6 minutes or so. So today I'm going to read you a story on reading and level 7. Okay, let's read it. Grace Darling. Okay, let's read it. Grace Darling. Grace is born. Grace Darling was born on 24 November 1815 in the village of Bamberg, Northumberland, UK. She had 3 sisters and 5 brothers. Grace lived in Victorian times. At that time, many children had to work to earn money, but Grace didn't go out to work. She stayed at home and helped her father with his job. Lighthouse keeper. Grace's father was a lighthouse keeper. He looked after a lighthouse on the Farne Islands off the coast of Northumberland. The lighthouse was built right next to the sea so that it could guide ships safely past the dangerous rocks. Living in a lighthouse. The whole family lived in the lighthouse. Grace had to climb a spiral staircase to her bedroom on the 3rd floor. On the top floor was the lamp. Outside there was a boathouse where Mr. Darling kept his boat, school, and work. At that time, children didn't have to go to school, but Mr. Darling taught Grace and her brothers and sisters to read, write, and do math. Grace and her brothers and sisters helped her father to look after the lighthouse. They took turns in climbing to the top of the lighthouse and keeping watch for ships in trouble at sea. Shipwreck. Early in the morning of 7th September 1838, Grace looked out of the lighthouse window. There was a storm at sea, and a ship had smashed into some nearby rocks and broken in two. It was struck, but Grace saw a group of passengers clinging to rocks. The ship was carrying about 60 passengers and crew from England to Scotland to the rescue. And once Mr. Darling jumped into his boat, he called Grace to help him. A fierce storm was blowing and huge waves crashed against the lighthouse boards. It made rolling toward the rocks very dangerously. At any moment, their boat could capsize. At last, they reached the survivors. Safe at last. There were 9 people still alive. There were 60 passengers, and only 9 people were still alive. 51 persons have died. Meanwhile, Grace had to row hard to stop the boat smashing into the rocks. Risking their own lives, Grace and her father rowed the survivors back to the lighthouse. Harrowing. Harrowing. After the rescue, Grace became a heroine. People were amazed that a young woman of 22 could be so brave and strong enough to row a boat by herself in a storm. It was very unusual for a woman to be part of the rescue like this, and everyone wanted to know about her. At that time, there were no cameras, so artists came to paint her portrait. She even got a letter from King Victory and 2 medals from bravery, but Grace didn't do famous. Wow! Toffee tin? Wow. Tea for storing tea and chocolate bar. I want to have this one too. Grace dies. Huh? In April 1842, Grace became very ill with tuberculosis. The disease kills many people in Victorian times. She died on 20 October at just 26 years old. Just after 4 years after this rescue, oh, she was. Hundreds of people came to her funeral in Bamber. She was buried in the graveyard of the local church. The monument outside Burnham Church reminds people of Grace. Remembering Grace. The Grace Sterling Museum in Bamber remembers Grace's life. There you can see the famous boat that Grace and her father used. Whoa! The Grace Sterling lifeboat. This one. It's quite good, isn't it? A lifeboat in the nearby town of Theosas is named Grace Sterling after her. It's called out to rescue people who get into trouble at sea. Grace Sterling is still remembered for bravery. Okay, today I read your story, Grace Sterling. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching.